Hi, my name is Mombi. I work with OSI Management, and I'm so pleased to be joined by Dr. Cheryl Aguilar from the Hope Center for Wellness. Cheryl, Dr. Aguilar, welcome.
Thank you for having me here, Movie.
Yeah, so the one thing about Dr. Cheryl is that when she joined us in 2015,
2016, I came for the first time to learn about the building, and I officially joined 2017.
Really?
Yes.
I feel like you've been here for over 12 years, the same as my tenure here at OSI. But one thing I distinctly remember is when, at that time, she wasn't Dr. Cheryl. At that time, she was, Cheryl, I've come in, I have this business idea, and we're trying to come up with names. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember Hope. Hope came because of the work that I have been doing in mental health already with clients working at a community clinic. And one of the things that I noticed was that what kept them coming, what kept them determined to meet their life goals was hope. The hope to keep them going. And I wanted to make sure that that was part of the name for my practice.
Right. And then we went through the names, and Hope, right?
The Hope.
The Hope Center for Wellness was, that's where we started. And ever since then, Cheryl has just been soaring in the clouds, and has been doing such great work. So could you please tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yes, I am the founder, director, and therapist of the Hope Center for Wellness, which is a multi-services, multicultural services mental health practice here in the Washington D.C. metro area, and we serve individuals from the DMV region, Maryland, D.C., and Virginia, but we also support organizations nationwide through our health programming and healing interventions that we design for other organizations.
And the one notable thing, when I first met Cheryl, it was just her. She was just a one-woman show. And when she joined OSI at the time, she was in our on-demand model where you reserve whichever office is available. And then she matriculated to having her own office space, a really small office. And I remember she painted it light blue, right? Remember
Yes,
that?
yes.
Yeah. And then she moved on to getting her own office space, and then got another office space. And on top of all of that, as she was doing that, she built her team. So how has OSI management supported your business, and how your business has grown?
Yeah, oh wow, you're all part of family. I just gotta say that, I've been here since 2016. I registered my practice right after the first Trump administration election. And back then we thought that Hillary was going to win, and it was such a dream to be close to the White House. And I stumbled upon this building because another friend was renting from here on demand. So I came and I immediately fell in love. And what I really appreciated was how accessible everyone was, and what a family kind of feeling I had from being here. And I remember, I think you encouraged me to kind of move up because I was renting by the hour.
Right.
And I think at one point you said, I think you are renting enough that you can have your own office.
Correct.
And I was terrified of that. I'm like, I don't like commitment. I don't want that kind of commitment, And you said, we'll work with you. If there's ever a time that you're not able to kind of meet rent, we'll work with you. And then I got my first office. It was a corner office.
Right.
And I remember it was so small that my clients now, because I've been working with my clients some of my clients since I started my practice, we laughed that if we stretched our legs far enough, we could touch each other's toes because it was so tiny. But it was it's a beautiful place that we set as the first office that we had. So what I have appreciated is that along with my growth, you all have grown along with me and supported that, from this building. Then we experienced the pandemic, and some of us had to give up our offices, but you also made it very accommodating for us to come back. And that's when I was able to expand to a bigger office with a window this time in the building next door.
Yeah. Oh, okay. And I think in this day and age, because of social pressure, political pressure, being in the heart of DC, right on K Street, how have you seen your work filling the gaps, especially being so close to the White House? what has the Hope Center, what initiatives has the Hope Center for Wellness taken? What have you been doing so that you're able to meet the ever-growing need for mental health?
Thank you for that. I think so many things have happened since I started, and one of the reasons why I started was seeing the dire need for services from the immigrant community after the first Trump election. People were really anxious and depressed, anxious about what was going to happen to their lives and the lives of their families. And so back then I was working at another organization, and I was getting so many requests from the community for services, for workshops, for trainings, and that's when I decided to expand. So we love our offices here in 16th and K Street, and one of the things, while we serve people from here, from this place, one of the things that we also do is that we go to where the community is at. So we partner with organizations like schools, juvenile detention centers, community organizations, where we bring our interventions right to where the community is at as well. So some clients can come to our offices here in DC, or we see them by video, but when they're not able to, we find that where the need is, we find where the gap is, and we partner with organizations to bring our services to them. One of the things that we have been able to do in this dire political environment is to create healing circles and healing interventions to for both community members, but also the organizations and the staff members that support them, because we have to help the helpers. So we are very committed to not only creating healing opportunities for community members, but also those supporters who want there to be doing this work for a very long time and in the long run.
Oh, that's amazing. And what I like is that you're serving the voiceless, the underserved, and I think that's kind of in line with what OSI does. We are interested in supporting small businesses to see how well they grow, and we have a lot of people like Cheryl who started off from the infancy stage, and now they're doctors. They've gone all to matriculate, to having teams, to having more than one office space, which is actually our dream, is that people are able to come here to OSI management, start off where they can, and it's a soft landing and a path for them to grow, because it is one thing that the pandemic taught us, is you don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
The next 5 years, you don't know. So the one thing about OSI is we try to support businesses as best as we can. Of course, not give everything for free, but it's a dance where we meet each other where we are, grow the business. And so what's next for the Hope Center for Wellness?
Yes, it's so funny because my intention, like you said, my intention was not to grow. My intention was, I'm gonna have enough clients so I can pay my bills. That was my intention, and I think you and I kind of shared this journey in which we go to where the need is, and we go to where, in my case, to where I feel like I'm being called to go spiritually by God. And so growth has been calling. There's so much need out in the community, so I'm in the middle of recruiting more therapists. So if you're a therapist, reach out to me. I'm always looking to recruit, and so we're looking to expand our group intervention. We believe that in times like today's, we have to be together in community, so we're launching more groups in the community already. We're increasing our partnership model with other organizations, and one of the reasons why we partner is because there is lack of mental health providers, or there's lack of services out there. We have long waiting lists in the community, and so for instance, someone may call us and we may not have availability. If we refer out to someone else, they may have a waiting list. So we are working with organizations to create an internal partnership referral model, in which when we partner with an organization, we dedicate certain slots for that organization, and we're seeing that reduce the barriers to care. So that's what we're looking to do right now, extend our services both online and in the community through groups.
So you meet clients via telehealth and also here at the office?
Correct,
okay.
Correct.
Could you give us the vibe you are going for your office? Because I think we're going to show pictures of your office.
Yes.
So what were some of the vibes you were going for your office?
I love my office. Like, my husband and I joke that the only thing I need is like a bathroom to like shower. We do have a bathroom, but like shower, and I can stay here and then see him the next day. But the vibe that I wanted to go for was like homey, like very homey, really comfortable. I wanted people to feel like they're in a living room talking to a trusted someone, you know. I wanted them to feel as relaxed as possible so they can share what's on their heart and their mind. So I like soft colors. I like things that feel very zen. So we have two offices here now. One that we call the Zen room, which is my dream room to have in my home. It's my dream room to have in my home. So I created it here for the office. It's called the Zen room. And the other office is the creative, like the playroom, where we have a lot of toys and a lot of tools that we use that are for creative interventions with kids, and also not so young kids, like adults love to play as well. So we want people to just walk into our doors and feel like I'm home, like I can be like they can trust us, and they can just relax, and we'll take care of them. So we, in our office, you'll see we don't have a desk we did before at some point where we have like a computer desk or anything like that, because I really wanted people to feel like they're home, you know.
I like that, because at OSI, that's part of what we say, is like welcome home, because we want this to be a place where you feel safe enough to grow, to take risks. What sort of barriers or what challenges did you have as you were growing your business, and how did you overcome them?
Ooh, how much I've been I think the biggest barrier sometimes is ourselves. You know, I think our biggest limitation sometimes is our mindset, you know, fear, potentially what happens if I fail. So once you identify that, then you can work towards overcoming that. But I think systematically, we're also working with a lot of systems. We work, I'm really proud that we take some Medicaid insurance to be able to serve everyone, and especially people who are at most need. So sometimes you face systematic barriers, you know, both in your profession and so on. I think sometimes recruitment can also be challenging at times, you know. We're needing more mental health providers who are multilingual or speak multiple languages, or very well versed in working with different cultures and communities. But there's also opportunities to recruit the next generation of people who are going to be doing this work as well. You know, but it's interesting, because one of the barriers that I experienced was actually when I learned that in our social work board here in DC, they were looking to kind of change who got to work at private practices like mine. Yes, and I remember speaking to Joseph. Yes. I think it was both Jack and Joseph. But actually, you're right. Like the first person I spoke to was Jack. I remember, because it was in his office. And I remember saying, I'm going to take my business to Maryland. And he was like, why? Tell me why. And I think that memory of him was, and everyone here, but I remember Jack specifically, who's the first person I met when I came to OSI, was always listening to what was in your heart and helping you come up with a solution. And he was like, don't do that just yet. Here's our lawyer, work with him and see what you need. And I'll never forget that, you know. And we were able to work with our social work board to allow recently graduated social workers to come and work at private practices. To the support of the lawyer, we were able to kind of you know, he saw our talking points. He was able to give us guidance around the things that we could say. But it was that experience of having barriers, but feeling like I had other people that I can count on for support.
I think I was gonna say this, that when Cheryl joined us, you joined us in August, right? August 28th, was it?
29th, my
29th,
birthday.
yes.
Officially.
Yes, which, by the way, August 28th was Jack's birthday. And Jack was the founder of OSI. He started this company back in 1981. I wasn't even a thought. Was I born? No. Anyway, he had a law practice on K Street, and his partner left him with 13 offices open. And then he was like, you know, we should open this to the lawyers who are coming up to the Hill to work. And he's like, I'll open it to other professions as well. And one of the things resoundingly I've had from lawyers, mental health professionals, accountants, is how this was a safe space, and how Jack always encouraged people to start their business. So we have a lot of people who've been with us since the 80s and the 90s who are like, well, I couldn't afford it, and Jack came in and stepped in, and one of his legacies has been supporting clients like Dr. Cheryl in their business, because this is not just a place where you come in, you see clients. We are also interested, like I mentioned, in your growth. And so on top of having a space to meet clients, we also have a directory of over 1,500 clients. So you need an accountant, you can find someone. You need a mental professional, you need a lawyer, a business lawyer, immigration lawyer. You need someone who does passports urgently. You want someone who does apostilles, who does notaries. You can find all of those people here. And so as we begin to finish, anything that you'd like to share about the Hope Center for Wellness or your experience here at OSI?
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to be at a place like this. You know, they in private practice, when you're in mental health private practice, one of the things that people say is that, oh, it's very lonely to have your own practice. And I have not felt lonely while being at OSI. I think I made many great friends through OSI. Like, we see each other in the hallway, we see each other while we're printing. Some of my referrals have come from people that I met while I'm getting my mail. And you know, we have like those networking events that you all do. Those we had a beautiful holiday party. So I think that sense of community and being together is really important in the work that we do, and it's definitely less isolated. Some of the lawyers that ran from here also refer some clients, so it's a really great collaboration. And in terms of the Hope Center, you know, I think people sometimes ask us, like, how do you keep hope in the times that we're in? And we are always very inspired by the clients that we get to serve, and I think they get to teach us hope every day. And we, as community members, as professionals, whatever it is that we do, I think it's really important that we become engaged in the actions and in social justice issues, and take action on the challenges that community members are facing. Because what I get to see every day in mental health is that mental health is directly impacted by the things that happen around us, whether immigration, what's happening and like down the street from us at the White House, at Capitol. So it's really important that we remain engaged in all that we do.
Yeah, and to remain engaged, you have. So thank you so much for your time, Dr. Aguilar.
Thank you.
And I'm excited. I don't know, next thing Cheryl will tell me about growing the two of us. Get me a whole suite, reach out, oblige, because this is fantastic. We're so proud of you. Thank you for giving us your time, your talents, your treasure.
Thank you.
And OSI is made beautiful, it's made vibrant by clients like you. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mombi. And thank you for all you do. Like, Mombi, if you come here, Mombi will help you grow. But not only that, like, I think the way that you believe in people, I think it's really important. And everyone here, Joseph, your team, every team member here, the way that you all show up for us. So thank you for all you do.
Thank you very much.